Okay, I think my most important job is to get people out of here by the 5 p.m. finish time. If I can do one thing at the conference, it is that, and it will be a miracle because we've seen to run over in many sessions. So if we could actually finish on time, that's some sort of miracle. But I'm delighted that we went over, yeah, because I think that shows that there was a lot of engagement, a lot of excitement of the people presenting, a lot of questions. And I know when we launched the Asia Corporate Law Forum, there was always questions as to, how vigorous would this be? And what is the quality of the work? What is the quality of engagement? And I think it's been absolutely terrific at this event. So I will keep this wrap-up session very, very short. I just want to start, of course, with thanks to Chulalongkorn University. Thanks to Pung and Vivien, who were my co-directors for this. And thanks to all the institutional members and everybody who participated. As an administrative reminder, the ECGI was delighted with our blog special issues last year, because they feel that this is adding an Asian perspective to their initiative, and they are enthusiastic about us doing that again. So for everybody who participated, there will be an email sent out in the next week. If you would like your piece to be highlighted on the blog, we'll give a slightly longer deadline than last year, again, I would encourage everybody, because the purpose of this is to not only impact corporate governance in Asia, but to share it globally and to have that engagement. So I would encourage everybody who presented a paper to, if you have interest, I've talked to ECGI and we can have 2 issues of the blog post like we did last year, so I can accommodate everybody who wants to do that. Also similarly for the working papers, again, ECGI was very enthusiastic about the working papers that came out, and I'll set some deadlines for that. I know many of the papers are in earlier form, so I'll try to stagger it to provide you with longer time frames to get the working paper out. It is nice to have the working paper to link to the blog post. So I'll work out that schedule and I'll send you an email about that. Another reminder, the Oxford University Press Chinese Journal of Comparative Law, and Zhang Yu sends his apologies. He had a scheduling conflict and so couldn't make it, but I have to thank him. They're very enthusiastic. We have a special issue coming out from the last one that will be all done and dusted shortly, and he's offered space for the next one. Again, the arrangement we have with them, there's still peer review. So I think people actually enjoy that because you get the feedback and you can report it to your university as still a peer-reviewed piece. But because you receive comments here from an expert in the field, instead of getting 2 peer reviews, you'll get 1. But it still has to pass through that peer review process. But anybody interested in putting their piece in the next issue of the Chinese Journal of Comparative Law, also email me on that. We have a new web page, if you haven't seen it, for the Asia Corporate Law Forum. It's terrific. I can't take any credit for that. It was built by people at SMU. But it will also host the papers when they're ready to be put up as working papers. And we also have an events section for the institutional members where we can share our corporate law events that you're holding at your own university, and we would also be happy to co-brand any of that. I need to welcome, and I did this at the board meeting, but many of you weren't at the board meeting, but we have UGM Gajah as the adjoining institutional member from Indonesia. So we're all delighted, of course, leaving out a country of very close. It will be 300 million. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be appropriate when we have a country of 6 million in Singapore involved. So Indonesia, of course, is such a fascinating place. And, we were delighted that Gadjah Mada had people here presenting. They did a terrific job. Rohan is playing a terrific role, and also involving other Indonesian universities. Yeti and Nathaniel are from University of Indonesia, and it's terrific to see also University of Indonesia and Gadjah Mada as an institutional member being involved, and hopefully more Indonesian colleagues will join us in the future with Rohan's leadership on this, and I thank him very much for doing that. The co-directors rotate, and so in terms of this year, Pung Suri will be retiring, after doing his wonderful role. And I forgot to name, actually, I can't see her. Muna, of course, I mentioned the administration at Chula, but Muna has been answering so many emails and doing so much work, and the students here at Chula as well, I think also deserve a round of applause from us. Yeah. And so the way that it works is Vivien will, of course, be staying on because it is Monash, which she'll talk about in a second, who will be hosting the next one. And then again, Goto will be, or not again, Goto. Sorry, I misspoke. Tokyo University will be informing me about someone who will be joining. I don't know who it will be yet, but somebody from Tokyo University will be joining. Whoever that is fine. But there will be a representative from Tokyo joining. It could be anyone, whether it's Tomoyo Organ or whoever is involved. But we will know that probably in the next month or so, and that will be announced on our webpage as well. That is, I think, about everything that I have to say. Just to thank you very much, and I just have to say before Vivien speaks that, of course, Monash with Jennifer and Steve and Vivien and have been playing a terrific role in the Asia Corporate Law Forum so far, and it's super exciting because Monash is both, of course, a leading law school and business school in Australia, but then they also have this Malaysian campus. So they're sort of uniquely positioned, I think, out of all of us, first having two law school and business school, but also having this wonderful, being able to bring Australian, Asian Pacific perspective in, but also having this home base in Malaysia. So I couldn't be more excited, and Vivien and Jennifer and Steve have been doing so much for us. And so I hand it over to Vivien to talk about next year, which I think is the appropriate way to end this event, is looking forward to the future. Thank you.
So thanks very much, Dan, and a big thank you to Dan and Pung Suri and his team for putting together another wonderful ACLF. They very kindly acknowledged me a lot, but actually I didn't do anything. They did, however, set the bar very high, and I think Jennifer, Steve, and myself are going to have to work very hard to meet expectations for next year. So next year it will be jointly hosted by both our faculties, and it will be at Monash University, Malaysia from the 13th to the 15th of April. We'll have the same format, the board meeting and the public event on the first day, and then the ACLF on the second day. And we'll be located at the campus in Malaysia, which is in a suburb of Kuala Lumpur. So Sunway is not sort of central in Kuala Lumpur, but it is part of the suburban area. If you've ever been to Kuala Lumpur, the airport's just really far away. It's about an hour away from the city. So Sunway is about the same sort of distance from the airport, and it's well connected with Grab, taxis, and trains. I'm pretty sure this is the first ACLF location to be famous for its theme park. So you might find that your families want to hop on the plane with you and ride on endless water slides and thrill rides while you work hard. Have a wonderful time at the ACLF in such lovely company. but it's a well-connected area, so that the campus and all, we've got something like the BTS SkyTrain, a small version of that will connect the hotels and the campus. And I'll give you more details closer to the time. So Jennifer, Steve, Michelle, and I look forward to welcoming you to Kuala Lumpur next year.
So with that, I achieved my biggest goal, which is we're going to end 3 minutes early. So thank you very much, and I will see you in Malaysia. Thank you.